It's my Dodge Ram 1500, 1996. On this truck, I'm going to be working on the toe alignment for the front wheels. I want to get the toe, which is the angle of the front wheels, either going in, towing in, or towing out, or neutral. I want to have it a slight toe in, just a very slight toe in, so the vehicle tracks straight on its own. If it's towed out, the truck is going to be a little bit more squirrely. The first thing I need to do is making sure that the wheels are pointed straight forward. And so I'm in the cab now, and what I do is turn it and make sure it settles evenly in the front, going forward straight. So in the past I've used the string method, lining up a string from the back tire to the front tire, and I found that it wasn't very accurate because the back tire could be sticking out a little bit more or less than the front wheel. I've got this new technique that I've used, which is getting a board and putting it right in the middle of the tire, or approximately, and making sure the board is touching the front and back portion of the front wheel tire. And then what I do is kind of line it up, and I kind of look and see if it's angled. And right now the car is pulling to the left, so, and then I kind of look at it from here, and I do kind of notice the front wheel on the right side here pointing left. So here's the tie rod, and here's the front wheel, passenger side. And as we analyzed before, we need to get the front part of this wheel to go out a little bit more. And so what you do is you kind of look at the threads and determine which way to turn this sleeve here to move it, the tie rod further out that way. And you've got to loosen these bolts first, which I have done, and then looking at the threads, I've got to in order for the sleeve to go this way, I have to turn the sleeve in this direction. And so I have a pipe wrench, and I'm going to just make one revolution. Each time we make an adjustment onto that sleeve or tighten the bolts, we always have to come back in and making sure that the steering wheel is straight. So we'll come back in as we did in the past. We always make sure, you know, it settles and the steering wheel is straight. We got the wheel pointing straight now, and then we come out here and measure again. We put the board touching the front part of the tire and also the back part of the tire. Again, what I do is go to the back of the truck and check again, see if how the tire is, the front tire is angling inward or outward. So I'll make that check. I don't know if you could see it. It's currently angling a little bit inward, which I want because I want an inward toe. Now we want to also take care of the toe on the other side of the vehicle. Most times when you adjust one side, you've got to adjust the other side. So that's what we're going to do again. We get our board, and it's hitting the back of the tire and also the front of the tire. So same thing here on this side. We check the angle of the front wheel. We're going to go underneath and we'll adjust that sleeve on this side also. Okay, so after adjusting the sleeve a few times and measuring the tire angle again, and then coming back down and adjusting this again before we go on our test drive to see if it drives straight, we've got to make sure these bolts are tightened up, and I won't tighten them to spec, but tighten them hard enough so it doesn't come loose during the test drive. Before you go on a road test, make sure the tire is inflated equally on both sides. You want to be on a relatively flat road. There's always like a crown, so the center of the road here is higher than where it's the curb, so it has a tendency to cause the vehicle to go towards your right. So you got to take that into consideration when you point your steering wheel straight. So I think I'm going to try the freeway, because a lot of times the freeway doesn't have as big of a crown at the center of the road. Okay, the vehicle is going fairly straight now. It's an old vehicle, so I have to make, on a straight road like this, I just have to make just slight corrections, not too much, to go straight. It's kind of pulling right a little bit. That's okay. I think I'm okay with that. Not too bad. I can live with this. Alright, we're finished with the test drive. The vehicle tracks straight, and now I'm going to tighten these down to spec. I think this is about 50 pounds, and I'll tighten these up.